I'm standing right now at the site of my future homestead, and currently, you can probably hear some construction noises behind me. Having a house built, lots of people might have lots of strong feelings about a new build in a suburb development, but for me and my family, this is what made the most sense, choosing something that was in a neighborhood that was close to schools, close to work, close to different amenities, but still had a good sized yard. So the little piece of property here, the little lot we've chosen, is a 0.35 acre lot. So I'm walking to the back of it right now, um, but it's big enough for what we need and what we want to do. It's not going to be big enough to grow all of our own food. So maybe you can say this isn't a actual homestead. This is not a real homestead, but I think we can make a significant impact for our own food security here, and that's kind of the intention behind this. So I'm not totally at the back of the property yet here, but I mean it's a good size here. You can see behind me just how far away. Maybe the camera makes it look smaller than it really is, but I think it's a pretty sizable yard here, and we're going to be able to grow a lot of food. So I'm documenting all of this, documenting right from the ground up here. Before we've even moved in, we still have another 3 months or so until this house is done being built and we can move in. And we're starting completely over from scratch. We got nothing here, and this is not the first time I've started a garden or anything like that. I currently have a home where I've got a sizable garden, but our yard is tiny. I believe it's let's see, about one fifth the size of this lot. So it's actually smaller than that, though, because the house itself takes up quite a bit of space. So the garden is about maybe 1/15 of the size that it's going to be here. So we are making a significant upgrade, and I'm very excited to build something from scratch, build something from nothing. And that was kind of another reason I wanted this piece of property in particular. It was affordable for our area. Um, you know, People again have strong feelings with new homes and whatnot. Not necessarily being up to par quality wise, but I've always had good experiences building new homes, and that's what we're doing here. And I think overall it'll be nice to just move in and be able to focus on the yard, not have to necessarily worry about going somewhere rural and then building a home on there and self-contracting things out and building or digging a well and all that good stuff. And I wanted to avoid all of that, so this is the best decision for what my goals were. But yeah, like I said, I'm documenting this whole journey, and I hope that everyone kind of follows along here. But I want to talk about the reasons why I'm doing this. I mean, there's so many homesteading YouTubers out there, and I'm just adding to the chorus of voices in that regard. But I really do think that there needs to be even more people talking about homesteading, talking about growing your own food. Because even though buying a house right now is basically impossible for most people, unfortunately, I hope that changes sometime soon. But at least for the foreseeable future, that's just how it's going to be. But there still is plenty of people who are in homes, and then even the people that don't have homes, there's still things you can do to kind of get yourself to grow just a tiny bit of your own food or get some kind of self-sufficiency. But I mean, plenty of people have homes and don't use their yards for anything. And so I'm hoping I can kind of add to the chorus of voices that convince people to start doing something with their yards and start building something for themselves that can sustain their families. Reason being, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that things aren't going in a good direction in the world and at large, but in America in particular, things aren't going in a good direction. We've got wars, we've got major financial struggles in this country, and in my view, it's not going to get better. I hope that it will. The Biden administration has been absolutely horrific, if you ask me. I'm not all that confident that Trump is going to be that much better, but I will say at least it does feel like there is some semblance of hope in that maybe something can change, or maybe something can start going in the other direction. But at least right now, I just don't think that that's the case. And I think it's just going to continue to get worse and worse. These wars are going to continue to expand. We're going to be in a World War III situation, quite frankly. I just don't see a way out of that, honestly. Whether that's a couple years from now that we're engulfed in some kind of a huge conflict like that, or 10 years from now, I don't know when, but you can't convince me at this point that it's not going to happen. I believe it's pretty much inevitable, unfortunately. And that's why I'm doing this. I want to have some control over my food production, have some control over, being able to produce my own food and keep my family alive, quite frankly. And, we've just seen, even with just inflation, I mean, even if you take wars and stuff out of it, we've had inflation since COVID that has been crippling for a lot of people. And even myself, it's been, even though I've consider myself relatively well off, it still hurts, still stings every time I go to the grocery store and I'm paying like $50 for like a single dinner, And so having some control over my own food production and being able to, not have to rely on the grocery store as much, that's what I'm out to do. So on top of that, even if world relations were going great and financial struggles weren't a thing, I'd still want to do this because our food production has been messed up for a long time. I think everyone probably knows at this point that the stuff that they're putting in our food is straight up poison for our bodies, and I'm definitely not someone who is the picture of health by any means. I've struggled a lot with that, and I definitely have felt the accumulative effects of just eating garbage. And even if you eat fresh produce, you're still subject to all kinds of different chemicals and pesticides and preservatives and things to make them shelf stable or able to transport to the grocery store before rotting. I mean, that's our fresh produce that we're talking about here. It's not even the ultra processed foods. So it's everything. It's ultra processed. It's fresh food. It doesn't matter. It's not great. It's not in a good situation right now. And yeah, it's great. No one's going hungry yet. But man, over the course of 20, 30, 40 years in a person's lifetime, it makes you sick. That's what's happening right now. People are dying. People are getting really sick. We have like a massive obesity problem in America. And I'm no one to talk. I've been overweight like half my life and borderline obese many times. And it's not fun. And that's something I really want to change. That's something that I'm hoping to change with the ability to grow a significant portion of my own food. So I really hope you will follow along. I'd be surprised if anyone made it to this point in the video, but you got to start somewhere, right? So here we are, talking to no one. But please do follow along the journey. I'd love to keep you updated. I'm going to be working on lots of projects even before I move out here. I got about 2 or 3 months before I move out here. And until then, I've got a couple projects, one being the chicken coop. That's first and foremost because we currently have chickens. But yeah, stay tuned and look forward to making more content. We'll see you later.